What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Gifted Gamer 204 back at it again with another banger. And in today's video, we going over three particular topics. But before we go ahead and do that, if you are new and you do like what you see here, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the like button for your boy as we keep on rolling, ladies and gentlemen, right into today's video. Now, first in line, we're gonna get straight into the video, right? Because I want to have enough time to cover these topics, right? So we're gonna get straight into it. So the first topic of the video is the main one, right? Y'all saw the thumbnail, y'all saw the title. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. So this is over at WCCF Tech. Y'all see here. Nintendo Direct focused on original Switch games announced for March 27. Let's see what we got. What they have to say here. A surprise Nintendo Direct presentation was announced today to provide additional information on games launching on the original Switch in the future. The presentation will air tomorrow, March 27 at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. CET, and will be around 30 minutes long and will focus on games launching on the original Nintendo Switch. To temper expectations, Nintendo confirmed that the presentation won't feature news about the Switch 2 and its games, which is not surprising to hear, considering a Nintendo Direct focused exclusively on the next generation system will air next week. As for which games may be shown during tomorrow's Nintendo Direct, Nintendo hasn't provided any hint, but it's extremely likely we will finally see more of Metro Prime 4 Beyond, which is coming later this year on the original Nintendo Switch. This may still not prevent the game from being shown during the Nintendo Switch 2 presentation as well, where it could blow every other game out of the water, as it could be a great way to show how previous generation games could take advantage of the new system's power and features, such as AI-powered upscaling, to deliver better visuals or performance. No matter what is being shown, there's no doubt that the next few days are going to be very good for Nintendo fans worldwide. And that's the article right there. That's the grand news of the day, coming from Team Red, Nintendo. So real quick, right? I don't know why they didn't mention him in this article, but we got to give a huge shout out once again to Nate the Hate, right? Nate the Hate is somebody who's becoming a very reliable source slash, leaker or whatever we want to call it, right? In the gaming space. Some of his, I don't want to say predictions, because I'm pretty sure he's getting his information from his inside, close sources or insiders, right? So, but the information he's been giving to us, the public, has been spot on. You understand? And right on the money. So I believe he was the one that mentioned about the state of play happening, right? If I'm not mistaken. And he was on the money with that too. So Nate the Hate is becoming a very reliable source in this industry. So we got to give him huge props. So shout outs to Nate the Hate for once again delivering this news. He did say it was coming this Thursday, and here we are, right? So so continuing on with this, this is just another way for Nintendo. I don't know why they're doing this, but all I can think about is just milking the cow one last time. That's all that comes to mind, right? Because why would you do a Nintendo Direct tomorrow, being that you have another Nintendo Direct coming next week? That's announced. That's coming April 2nd, right? So, but that's for the Switch 2. And this is what why I keep going back to, the confusion part of this thing, right? You're giving a Nintendo Direct. Remember, parents are the one that buy these games for these kids, for the Nintendo fan base, right? So it's just gonna cause a lot of confusion That's what I'm getting from this. That's why I wanted them to switch up the name, the Switch 2 to something else for so it won't be that close to the original Switch name. It's too confusing. For these parents that know nothing about video games. They're just going out and buying a game. Like, what if they do have some cross generation titles and the kid happens to ask the parent, oh, I want, let's just say Metro Prime 4, right? And it's a cross gen title. The parent goes and buys it, for the original Switch, but the kid already has the Switch too. But she ends up buying the original Switch version. It's not the same as us that are in the gaming industry, and we know. Not give me the Switch 2 version, not the Switch, the original. Like, we would know these things. A lot of parents won't, right? So it makes no sense to me why they're doing this. And but the only thing that comes to mind is them milking the cow once again, and that's that, right? I wanted to stream this, but being that we're gonna stream next week's Nintendo Direct, I'm not gonna stream this because we have no interest in the original Switch games. We're we're waiting for the next one, right? So I won't be streaming this event. We'll probably just go over it. We'll make a video later on in the day and we'll go over everything they discussed, if they discussed anything good, right? Anything worth talking about. If not, then we'll just skip it and keep it moving, right? We're just waiting for the Nintendo Switch Direct, the Switch 2 Direct, which is next week, April 2nd. That one we will be streaming. So y'all stay tuned for that one, all right? So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one here. Are y'all interested in this? Do y'all like this? Like, let me know what's going on. Do you feel like they milking the cow? Like, what's happening here, right? Is it confusing to you, right? The example I put out there, does it make sense, right? Do you think it'll be confusing to these parents that, because the majority of Nintendo fans, we all know, are kids, are younger kids, right? So a lot of them ask their parents to buy the games for them and things like that, right? So do you think it'll be some sort of like confusion happening there? And also with the Switch 2 name, right? Do you feel like parents can get confused with the original Switch? Like, they have to keep on saying original Switch or Switch 2, like, let me know how y'all feel about that, right? So, because we're going to keep it moving to the next subject, right? On this video, we're crossing over to Eurogamer.com, right? So we have here, Phantom Blade Zero aims to build on Black Myth Wukong's success and revive the golden age of Kung Fu cinema. I keep telling y'all, this game right here, Phantom Blade Zero, there's a lot of people who are just skipping over this game. Mind you, right? This is China Hero Project, okay? PS5 console exclusive. Remember that. So, let's see what they had to say here. When Chinese action Phantom Blade Zero was first revealed to the world, it drew countless comparisons to From Software's Souls games, to the point its director, the appropriately nicknamed Soulframe Liang, had to repeatedly downplay the influence. More recently, as more Phantom Blade Zero has been shown, it's been compared to favorably to Ninja Gaiden series for its combo-led combat. So where exactly does it sit on the spectrum? According to the people making it, it's both. I spoke with Liang and the S-Game team at this year's Game Developers Conference, which was GDC, right? Which just finished happening, where I was taken through Phantom Blade Zero's 3 key influences. Firstly, the game has the combo-driven combat of Devil May Cry, though it's more approachable with less complex inputs. Secondly, it has level design of Dark Souls with its interconnected maps, though it omits the high cost of death. Thirdly, it takes the creepy, thick atmosphere of Resident Evil 4 or Alan Wake, but with a new aesthetic the team describes as Kung Fu Punk, okay? So, quote, this is what they had to say. I don't think that is a frustration. It's just something to help the players to understand the game better, said Liang, when asked if the frequent Souls-like comparison was frustrating. Although there was a misunderstanding on, and now there are more people comparing us to Ninja Gaiden and Devil May Cry, which is the other way around. But maybe this is a way to help another group of players to understand or anticipate the game. There's something for both sides. But for us, it's hard to label our game as a pure Souls game, nor a hack and slash. It's just something in between. It's a way to tell a story. And this is the latest trailer that they showed us. Trailer was absolutely incredible. If y'all haven't checked that out, I highly suggest you click on this and watch it. The article is going to be in the description below. Liang admitted simply borrowing from other games would make the game too generic. Instead, he wants to create a coherent game as a whole piece of art based on two philosophies. The first is the idea of a playable kung fu film. We want to call back the golden age of Hong Kong fu movies from the 1970s, starting from Bruce Lee and then Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and Donnie Yen. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen. He said, the trend has faded out since the early 2000s, so we want to go back to that and try to bring the trend back. Oh, please do so. Oh my goodness, bro. Bro, just listening to this, you start thinking back to all these films. Like if you coming back, like if you were raised in those early 2000 days and things like that, watching those Bruce Lee movies, Jackie Chan movie, Jet Li, like bro, you start going back and you start picturing, you know, all those great movies they put out, how we used to love them, right? That's what this game is gonna be about, bro. It's gonna take it, and we saw it too. We saw it in that trailer, so you could tell that's what they're trying to reach, right? So incredible, man. Let's continue, right? And as a Chinese studio, S Game aims to fulfill this mission authentically from its motion capture to film inspiration. Liang cites kung fu action game Sifu from French studio Slow Clap as a comparison. It's a French studio that can do something like that. Why couldn't we do something even more authentic from Chinese culture? Just as Sifu has a side-scrolling combat sequence inspired by the 2003 Korean film Oldboy, Phantom Blade Zero will also feature special combat scenarios with its own Alley of Death. Oh my, yo, I can't wait for this game, bro. The second philosophy is taking inspiration from the 90s game development to ensure the scope is manageable. We want to get back to the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 era, said Liang. When the games were not so big, the budgets not sky high, the team manageable, and all the developers were passionate and creative and with experience. It's like a bigger indie game, but with budget and with the experience and with a stable hand. And everything feels so integrated from the starting point and when you press down the start button to the finish point of the staff list. So he's talking about from beginning to end, right? Everything is just gonna feel so like integrated, everything's gonna go hand in hand, bro. That the experience that we're about to get with this game is gonna be out of this world, bro. Oh my, just like we had with Black Myth Wukong. As you know, Black Myth was my game of the year last year, but we don't even gotta take it there. Let's keep going, right? That said, there's a smaller matter of last year's phenomenally successful Black Myth Wukong. Liang admitted that Phantom Blade Zero development team has received both more resources and more pressure from Wukong's success. Both games have received investment from Tencent. Everyone now realizes there is potential for a Chinese-made game to make 30 million copies in half a year. Excuse me. To wrap it up here, expectations are high then, but the results already speak for themselves. The S Game team showed me a presentation detailing reactions to Phantom Blade Zero on social media since its reveal. And while Wukong's trailers are the most viewed within China, it's outperformed by Phantom Blade Zero in the rest of the world. For a quick comparison, the launch trailer for Wukong received 2.8 million views on the game's YouTube channel and 3 million views on PlayStation channel, while Phantom Blade Zero announcement trailer on the PlayStation channel has 5.3 million views, bro. So far, Phantom Blade Zero appears to be living up to those expectations. I previously played the game at last year's Gamescom, where I was impressed with the speedy and stylish combat that marries quick combos with snappy parry and dodge mechanics as the protagonist, with good timing, spins behind enemies in slow motion to retaliate. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. Listen, man, I don't even need to go into this article. Everything this man said here is he's speaking to me. Like, let's get it popping. Bring out the game. Like, just bring it out. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this game is coming out this year. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure it's going to come out 2026. So we're going to have to wait. And listen, man, I'm excited. I can't wait. It is coming out for PC and PS5 only, right? So the choice is yours where you want to play. I'm excited. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, man. Unbelievable. And let's get on to the last topic of this video here today, people. But real quick, are y'all getting this game? Are y'all hyped about this game? Did anything the developer said here catch your attention, right? Especially those who grew up in the 90s to early 2000s. Does this speak to you, right? When he's talking about all these kung fu movies, like when he starts mentioning Jackie Chan, Jet Li, you know, Bruce Lee, you know, think about the direction he's trying to take this game, right? Because he's painting a picture to us. He's letting us know what type of game to expect. So right away, if you're trying to you know, see for yourself what this game is gonna be like, just go back to those movies, those Jackie Chan movies, Jet Li movies, and see how you know, all the action that was into those movies. Just picture that. Now bring that over to this game. It's gonna be sort of like that. And like I said, it's you can see it within this trailer right here, that boss fight. So man, I'm excited. I cannot wait for this game. This is a day one for me. Digital Deluxe Complete Edition, everything that comes. I want it all, people. My goodness. Shout outs to them, man. I hope this game is a success, just like Black Myth Wukong was, man. Unbelievable. So now we're gonna move on to the final topic of the video, ladies and gentlemen. We're crossing over back to WCCF Tech, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, won't launch before 2027, says your boy, none other than Jason Schreier. Here we go, people. According to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, the new sci-fi intellectual property in development at Naughty Dog, won't be released before 2027. The comment was prompted by CD Projekt Red's confirmation to investors that The Witcher 4 won't launch before the end of 2026. So, on the Reset Era forum, users recall that Schreier had talked about both games, which were shown for the first time at the Game Awards 2024 in December, as being quite early in development phase and relatively far from launch. Schreier himself then chimed in with a new post, and he said, I'm pretty sure I said they were both going to be very early teasers. Neither of those games will be out next year. Truthfully, while we didn't have any dates for Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, game director Neil Druckmann recently hinted that fans will have to wait quite some time. So this is what he had to say. We still have a ways to go, but I'm kind of very excited to see. Again, these things are so complex and big, and there's so many people involved. It's like I still don't know exactly what this thing is gonna look like at the end. It's like I have a theory, I have an idea, but it's still evolving and changing as we are making it. If Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, launched in 2027, it will be 7 years since the launch of Naughty Dog's previous games, The Last of Us Part 2. That's a very long time between releases, but it should be noted that Naughty Dog had nearly completed, The Last of Us Online before deciding to cancel it after they realized, with Bungie's input, that the game's post-launch support would have absorbed much of the studio's efforts for years to come. It is quite likely that if The Last of Us Online was not canceled, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, would have been postponed even further away. Interestingly, The Witcher 4 will also be the studio's next full game release after Cyberpunk 2077 late 2020 debut. The CD Projekt Red did not cancel a game in between, but they were busy improving Cyberpunk 2077 and releasing the excellent Phantom Liberty expansion. Moreover, the studios had transitioned from its in-house Red Engine to Unreal Engine 5. All this is to say the reasons why these games are taking so long. Nonetheless, it's becoming apparent that the largest AAA games can now take between 5 and 7 years to complete, which makes it all more challenging to invest in them, as failure would be catastrophic to a studio after spending so much time and resources. And that is it for this article right here, ladies and gentlemen. Real quick, yes, I was aiming for a 2026 release, due to the fact that they did, show it off at the Game Awards 2024, right? So, I figured we give it a year. If we're going by the time frame when Sony, announces a game and the actual release date, is always between like 18 months, right? So that's why I was thinking, since they released it December 2024, we'll give it another year. That's December 2025. We'll give it a couple more months. I was looking at, June, maybe even July of 2026, right? So with that being said, it's looking like now that's not the case, right? And it's very important to understand what they said here with The Last of Us Part 2 Online. They had been working on that, right? And it was basically done. So that took a lot of time and effort, away from focusing only on Intergalactic, right? So we have to give them that as well. So they scrapped that, and now they're refocusing back on Intergalactic fully, right? They're giving it their full attention now. So 2027 sounds good to me, right? Because 2026 is looking like another big year for games. So if they do decide to release it in early 2027, I'm fine with that. There's a lot of games to look forward to. And listen, if that was the case, like I said before, if that was 2026 release, we will be looking at Intergalactic. We will be looking at Saros from Housemarque, possibly looking at Wolverine from Insomniac. That's 3 major titles, right? And we don't even know about Santa Monica's game yet, right? From Cory Barlog. We don't know yet. So what if in this rumored, PlayStation showcase we're supposed to be getting this year, what if they announce the Cory Barlog game, and what if it's coming out 2026? Then you would have basically 4 of your main studios, first party, all releasing a game in the same year. That's not good for business. These are your 4 major hitters right here. You got big money. You got Naughty Dog, Insomniac, Housemarque, and Santa Monica. Those are 4 huge studios for you to be releasing a game at the same year, in the same year. That's not good for business, right? So if they do decide to push Intergalactic to 2027, I'll be fine with that. And then we all know Saros is coming out next year. So then it's up to Insomniac and Santa Monica. Which one of those are going to take the back seat and push over to 2027? Because I believe we should only get 2 major releases if we're talking about the big boys, right? We should only get two. So we already know about Housemarque, and then who's gonna be the other one to come out 2026? Is it gonna be Insomniac or is it gonna be Santa Monica? Let them decide that, right? But and I'm talking about first party single story driven AAA games, right? I'm not talking about Bungie and Haven with their multiplayer stuff. So with that being said, this is all good to me. I want them to take their time with this because this game is gonna be, incredible. It's Naughty Dog we're talking about here. Arguably, my favorite gaming studio of all time right here is Naughty Dog. When they introduced me to Uncharted, I was blown away. I could not believe it. You understand? So automatically they caught my attention, and it was just something out of this world, bro. So, and we all know how important Naughty Dog is to PlayStation. So take your time, bring this game out at its full potential, right? Don't rush it. Create the greatness that you know how to do, right? That you've been doing throughout the years. And that's it. The game is going to speak for itself. There's a lot of hype between coming for this game, right? A lot of negativity as well. So, by the time you show off the second trailer, hopefully you get to show the people, a little bit more of her backstory, of Jordan's backstory, and to get some of these people on board, right? The people that are, were turned off, so to say, by her like shaving her head in that trailer. This second trailer, I hope y'all thinking about settling in, right? Bring her back in a little bit into her backstory. Show her with the hair. Let it be known a little bit, like why, like where she was, like previous years to that happening, right? And you gotta bring the people in little by little, right? You gotta ease them in. So hopefully y'all thinking about something like that. And me, I'm already in. You don't gotta show anything to me. I'm already in, locked in, ready to go. Even if you don't show me a trailer up until 3 months to the release of the game, I don't care. I'm already in. So you don't gotta speak to me. You gotta speak to those people who got turned off by this trailer that you showed and things like that. Those are the people we gotta target and get on board, right? So huge shout outs to Naughty Dog and huge shout outs to the one and only Neil Druckmann. Y'all get ready for The Last of Us Season 2 coming on HBO Max, man. Get ready, get hyped, because it's going to be crazy. So, with that being said, we're going to wrap up the video right here, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank y'all for rocking out with your boy, the gifted one here, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. If you are new and you did like what you see here, please consider subscribing to the channel. You understand what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all so very, very much. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, the gifted one here. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. I'm gone.